Hey folks, JD here, and today we've got this. This is the Aosenma Shadow, the CG033. Right, let's open this up, and as I do, I'm going to give you a bit of a backstory about how long this has taken to get here. So I pre-ordered this about 2 months ago, and then about a month and a half ago I refunded it, and then they went back in stock, but not the camera model. This is the standard model without the camera. That's okay, it doesn't bother me. I've got a run cam I can attach to this and I can take it up without an issue. Now, the main problem I have with this for the minute is that it has taken so long to get here. My excitement for it has kind of gone a bit. So, what I'm hoping is that I'm going to get that excitement back in this unboxing now. So, this hopefully has got a lot of promise. I really fell in love with it from the first time I saw it, because why wouldn't you fall in love with that picture? That is such a well put together photo. It's actually been brushed quite a lot, and it's actually had a little bit of CGI added to it, but it looks like it has indeed. Right, before we get onto the quadcopter, I want to start first of all with the transmitter. This is quite a fun little transmitter. Now, what you'll notice is if you look through the manual at the different controls for this transmitter, right, you will notice that the picture on here and the button layout is totally different, right? So what I'm going to do is hopefully have a look at the pictures and see if I can put together what this is meant to be for. I don't think it's going to be that difficult, but if we start off with my first main bugbear with this. These antennas, yes, you've guessed it, they're totally fake. If I close it, there is no cable. There's no antenna cable running up through the main part of these. These, once again, are fake. No point in having them. The antenna is internal to the unit. That is it. Right, first one. Second, telemetry screen. Really nice. Really liking the look of that. I love telemetry. I find it fascinating, and I'm probably going to find this to be the same. We have our standard left and right analog sticks. They feel quite nice. Altogether, this transmitter feels like it's been put together really well. I'm glad it's just not the usual one that we have that just says drone up the top. I'm glad it's been remodeled slightly. So we do have buttons everywhere. We have take photo and take video at the top, but obviously that doesn't account to us because we don't have a camera model. We do also have return to home, follow me, headless mode, as well as this button at the top here as well, which I'm not sure what that does. It looks like it's 360 spin maybe, I'm not sure. Then we have our trim buttons at the top here on the right hand side of the shoulder button. We also have auto takeoff and auto landing, on and off button to the bottom, and then we have a little rocket down here as well. Maybe that's speed modes perhaps. We'll have another little look at this when we're out in the field. Now these LEDs at the bottom here, this is meant to be a GPS meter according to the manual. So when you have sufficient GPS satellites to fly, you're meant to have 3, but obviously the more that you gather, I'm guessing, it doesn't really go into this a lot in the manual, but the more that you gather should then fill up to 5. We'll have a little look at this again when we fly. Transmitter feels nice, so it feels quite premium if I'm honest. 4 AAA batteries in there in order to make this work. This doesn't allow USB charging, nothing whatsoever, so the batteries inside you have got to be shop bought or fully charged before you use the transmitter. I like the feel of it. It really feels quite nice. It looks quite nice. It looks a little bit more of a premium model, and of course at the bottom, if you do have the camera model, then it may doesn't pull out in this model, but you can pull out, it does. You can pull out this for your smartphone in the bottom there, just as you normally would have with a DJI quadcopter, but be careful, it's quite difficult to pull that out. Right, that's a quick look at the transmitter. Now let's have a look at the quad. Now it looks nice. I went for the red one, something a little bit different, nice little bit of colour to the channel. Looks quite nice. Feels heavy, really does, but I'm guessing 3/4 of that is going to be that huge battery pack. So yes, I like the look of this. It looks really nice. Now, right, first of all, let's pull out these arms. So there's no buttons to push down beforehand, you just pull them. It's on a ratchet system for the back ones. These just fold out like that, right? The front ones, they twist. But be careful, it doesn't feel as if they're that sturdy. Let's try again. There's a definite click there, and the plastic isn't buckling as I'm opening, but it just, something about it doesn't feel really solid. Now, with that open, this is what you get. It's a nice looker. It's a DJI Mavic-esque looker. Put that to one side. I'm liking the fact that it feels quite premium. It feels quite nice. Oh, I don't like that though. So that's where the camera should be. There's no blanking plate at all. It's just left there to dangle. So quite literally, they've ripped the camera out of this. There we are. The top just comes off it. But it does mean you might be able to fit a little pinhole camera in there should you want to. I'm going to be using the run cam and I'm going to be attaching it to the top because these propellers, for the size of the quad, the propellers are really small. See? Now, they're quite Spark, quite Mavic-esque, but of course the good thing about this is that the propellers don't come into the middle, so I can fit a nice little run cam on the top of this, and I'm hoping we're going to get quite a few little good snaps with it. Now, as we have the camera at the front, we have what looks like a sensor to the front as well, either that or it's an LED. No, it's not an LED, it looks like it could be a sensor. And then as we work our way back, we have the on and off button in the middle, which obviously I've turned on the quad for the second so you can see all the LEDs. If I turn it round, we have 3 red LEDs at the back, 2 on the propeller arms that flash green. That's nice because it stands out really good. Now, as we work our way down, we have this colossal battery. Now, the way that you take this battery out is quite simple. It's the same as a DJI quadcopter. You have the 2 pulls at the side here, pull buttons, you pull them back, and then the battery just comes out. Now, when this battery is out, you'll see exactly how close this is to the printed circuit board and exactly how much room you have inside here as well, inside the camera, should you want to fit something else inside there. Now, having a little look at this battery is absolutely colossal. Now, it connects to the top here. There's a lot of wires showing. It hasn't been very well put together, I don't think. To make this a little bit more premium, I think they could have just covered this bit up here just to make it look a little bit nicer. But unfortunately, they haven't. Now, this battery is an absolute beast. And I can't remember exactly what it is off the top of my head. But it does apparently give you 20 minutes of flight. Apparently. I'd be quite interested to see that, but in all fairness, I don't think that's going to happen, especially not on the first flight, but we're going to give it a try and have a little look. Now, the charging port for this is directly on the side. It's micro USB, same as what you'd expect with something like this, which is a DJI sort of clone. Don't really like that. But yes, as you plug this in, it is going to charge up. It's going to take about 2.5 to 3 hours to charge. Now, hopefully that's going to charge every cell properly, but we're going to have to wait for the flight to actually see how that goes. Now, with that back in, you can see on the underside here, we have 4 rubber, really easy to pull off rubberized feet. And they do just quite literally just come off in your hand there. So what might be worth you doing, if you find they're unstable from the first flight, it might be worth you sticking that down a bit. I think that's terrible. I don't think that's good at all. I would have preferred that to actually been on there and actually stuck properly. This does, look, it doesn't even come right to the end there. You have a couple of millimeters of rubber at the end, and there's no plastic under there. So you are going to find this scuffs really easy and probably rips as well as you come down to land. Now, with all this negative stuff put aside, I think this might be a good flyer. We do have brushless motors inside here, 4 brushless motors, really quite nice brushless motors. I'm hoping they're going to respond well. Now, this quadcopter weight, what are we looking at? So we've got the battery, the quadcopter, obviously this is your flying weight of the quad. We have a 305 gram quadcopter. So, should you want to, or should you need to, if you have got flight regulations, you're going to want to register this if you are in a city or country that has the under 250 gram quadcopter law. Right, now how nice is it when it falls back up? Well, it falls back up really quite easily. You don't really have that much of an issue with folding it back up. The only thing I would say, be careful with these. These really... Oh, there's something about that. They don't clip together they don't fold back that well. It does feel as if it is missing something with that. It could be a little bit nicer. But I quite like the look of it. I do. How can you not? I think it looks really nice. I'm very, very annoyed at this. They haven't done anything with that. They could have just taken this out and put a blanking plate inside there and it would have looked 1,000 times better. Now, build quality, it does feel like it's made of quite thick quality plastic. As you can see, the plastic on the side here is quite thick. You see, it's not just your normal 1 or 2 mil of plastic. The top bit is extremely thick. The bottom bit as well is even thicker. So you do have quite a bit of plastic on there. Hopefully it's going to be enough for you to fly and actually look after itself. Hopefully it's going to be quite sturdy as well. Now, that's the quadcopter. Let's put that to one side. It does stand extremely well though with those it does actually. It stands extremely well with those little landing sprigs. Right, what else do you get with it? Well, you get yourself 4 spare propellers and a screwdriver there just to take the propellers off and to replace them. You also get a USB balance charger in the shape of an apple. You pull the bottom off, that's your USB, and then of course on the side there you have little battery chargers in there as well. Now I'm not seeing, with this, I'm not seeing any cables. So, yeah, I don't know why you would have been given that. One's 7.4 volt, the other's 11.1 volt. I'm not sure why I would have been given that, because there's no cables that come with it, and the only USB port I've got on the side is for charging the battery. So I'm a bit perplexed at that. If I figure out what it is for, if I come across any other cables, I'll let you know in the across the bottom at this time. Now, that being said, is it going to be worth the money? Well, I don't know. We're going to have to wait until we take her out in the next couple of days, my friends. So with that, this is what you get in the package. You get your spare propellers and you get your screwdriver. You get your balance charger, your transmitter and your quadcopter with battery as well. So there we are, my friends. Thank you ever so much for watching and listening. I've been JD. You've been fantastic as always. If you haven't already, please like and subscribe. Hello and welcome to all the new subscribers. I hope you're enjoying the channel. So until next time, my friends, happy flying.